My mom, who was in the military first, she got that. She didn't have any money for college, and went to do the Air Force, which is where she met my dad. That's a whole other story. Got her GI Bill, got out after 8 years, and went to LSUA and got her associate's degree in nursing. Ended up that's what she was meant to do, and she was a awesome nurse. I mean, just that loving, super kind, perfect nurse. And so I grew up having this really loving mother who just always took care of everybody, never had any hard feelings against anybody, just the kind of person that she was as a nurse. It wasn't so much what she did as a nurse, it was the person, and so I was like, I always grew up saying, I want to be like Mommy, I want to be like Mommy. Well, then she ended up teaching nursing at the Votech here, and she taught LPNs, and she loved teaching. Well, then I started thinking I want to be a teacher, so I never thought about nursing. I didn't think I'd like the blood and guts. That's the honest to God truth. You get all these horror stories in your head, so I went to NSU for a semester, and I did some of my prereqs for education, and I did some observation hours, and I didn't like it. So then my mom was just like, well, hey, why don't you come try the LPN program? It's quick, 18 months, you'll get out. I know you're really ready. I was just ready to grow up too fast. I just wanted to get out there. I was only 18 years old, and I just wanted to go. I just wanted to take off, and I wasn't ready to take off. So LPN school was a challenge for me. I had a 4.0 in college at NSU, and I graduated with a 3.8 from high school. Get into LPN school in the first 2 months. My first semester I passed without A's, but when the second semester came, I had C's. I was barely passing. My instructor actually pulled me aside and said that, I'm not going to lie, I was doing my party thing. About then I was probably 19. I mean, it was just a bad time in my life. I was with a not good guy at the time, and I was worried about the music and stuff, and so long story short, I decided I've got to change my life, and I remember the day that it happened. I was at Annie Mae Matthews, a nursing home, and there's this cute little old lady, and I was giving her a bed bath. We did lots of that in LPN school, and she was just so funny. She would throw her legs up, and I was trying to give her a bath, and I just remember having so much fun with her, and then I saw all kind of stuff that day. I remember giving her a bath, and I just said, I like this. I like being with someone and helping them, and she was so appreciative. And so it started that day, and I remember thinking, I think this is what I want to do, and I really need to just grit my teeth and do this. It wasn't even that it was, LPN school's hard. I wasn't studying. I was partying after I got out of school. I was running around, having too much fun, playing music in bars, and, I wasn't like doing drugs or anything like that, which a lot of people were. I was just having too much fun, with the wrong crowd. So I changed, and by the third semester, I'd taken all my C's and some D's and brought them all to B's that semester, and then the rest was B's and A's from then on. But I really had to just grit my teeth, and I found out how much I loved what I was doing. To do good for others is awesome, but you're doing good for yourself by doing good to them, and that just kind of became my life philosophy, like this is good for me and them. And so I was able to go back to school, and I started out at LSUA, and I was in anatomy and physiology 1, and I was doing fine in there, but oh my gosh, was I having to work my butt off in just the first one. I mean, just constant studying and memorization, and then you had to do the labs, which I learn from reading and seeing. The hands-on thing's good for some people, but for me, I'm the kind of learner that I teach myself better than someone sitting here saying you need to do it this, and like, not counting procedures in nursing, that's not what I mean, but I just mean like how to learn something new to me. I really liked how it got straight to the point, and I was like, okay, this might be exactly what I need, but next step is, am I going to make myself schedule a test? Am I going to make myself pull out hours of my day, which I enjoy watching TV and reading, I'm not going to lie, and my music on the weekends, because that's my other job. So I said, okay, let's give this a try. And I was pregnant at the time, but I knew that when I had the baby, I'd be back into music. And, well, what if I have a test on Monday and I had a gig in some other state, that weekend, which we're not out of state yet, but hopefully that'll be something soon. And so I did, he gave me the sociology book and the AMP1 book, and he said, just go home and study it and see what you can do. And then 3 weeks later, I was ready for my AMP1 and 2 test and got a B on it. It was like, it wasn't bad. It was it was exactly what you needed to know. I love learning, and that's something I like about teaching is you can know the subject from, back of your hand, or whatever the saying is, I don't even remember. And then you go study the night before, and you're going to go teach, because I did a lot of tutoring when I was in high school, and I always loved, you learn something even though you know your subject. You read, I didn't even realize that, and so it's like constant enlightenment, and I like that.